A Blockhead. A Blockhead is a poem written by Amy Lowell. It is a sonnet. The title of the poem identifies a person who is dim-witted. She portrays herself as dim-witted because her life is monotonous. Not only the author herself, but also the major portion of the population lead a mechanical life. Thus, she calls herself and also the people who live a monotonous life as a blockhead. Before me lies a mass of shapeless days, unseparated atoms, and I must sort them apart and live them. The author views her future as shapeless. It seems to be very monotonous, without any colors. She feels that living is different from surviving. She just survives. Not only the author, many of us live a routine life without courage to live the life for us. Unseparated atoms mean that the author did not attempt to change any of her endeavors of her life. Her body and soul practiced to a system which is designed by the society. She has an urge to come out of the system and live her life for her satisfaction, for her happiness, and for her peace. Sifted dust covers the formless heap. Reprieves, delays, there are none ever. Here we may assume that sifted dust is the fear, complex, doubts, and shyness of the author to live her life as she wishes. Her fears and doubts covered the future of her life. If she wants to live her life, she has to remove the dust of fear and doubt so that she can get a candid vision of her future. But she is hesitant to remove the dust and fear and find the path because of her doubts. Life is too short, but she postpones and delays to remove the dust. Thus, forever she never finds her soulful life. As a monk who prays the sliding beads asunder, so I thrust each tasteless particle aside and just begin again the task which never stays. She lives a life like a monk who while praying moves the beads in the string mechanically. She moves each and every moment of her life mechanically as structured by the world without any intention of her own. Each and every minute she encounters tasteless and soulless moments, and her soul is willing to remove the tasteless aspects of her life, but her wish for living waned without attempting. Every time she attempts to come out of her monotonous life, and continuously she fails without making any endeavors. Thus, her life is not going to wait for her till she make her attempts to make it interesting. Time moves without waiting for her. And I have known a glory of great suns when days flashed by, pulsing with joy and fire. These lines are her wishes which would have happened if she would have removed her fears, destroyed her doubts, and fired her shyness. She would have attained glory of greatness when the life becomes interesting and lively as the days pass like flash of light fastly and brightly. Each and every moment of her life would have been filled with joy and fire. Every human being seeks joy and surprise in every moment of their life. Life becomes lively only when it is filled with surprises. If the author would have attempted to neglect her fears, she would have attained success and joy. Drunk bubbled wine in goblets of desire, and felt the whipped blood laughing as it runs. If she would have attempted to get rid of her fears and doubts, she would have attained her desires. She compares desires to a vessel of wine. Desires give energy to the souls. When we have desire, we make attempts to attain it that makes life meaningful and interesting. When the desires are obtained, we could cherish the beauty of life. Her passions and desires make her life surprising, and she felt the fire in her blood. She would have felt alive if she would have achieved her desire. Spilt is that liquor. My too hasty hand threw down the cup and did not understand. But the author failed to drink the wine, which means she did not make an attempt to attain her passions and desires. She spilled the wine of desire. She is feared to have desires because she doubted that she could not achieve it. So she left the vessel of wine without drinking. She has the urge to drink the wine and cherish the life, but her fear stopped her from drinking, and the author couldn't understand what obstructs her from living her life. Thus, the poet couldn't come out of her fears to attain her desire. She retained herself to lead a monotonous life. Thank you for listening.